guys, do care, and I'm sorry this is a little lo-fi video because if you followed me on social media you know that I have been having some family problems lately. Mom is back home, by the way. She's doing good, but anyway, I didn't have the energy to connect my regular camera or microphone, so I'm filming this from my telephone. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about gaming because this is a entertainment channel, not just ASMR, even though I'm trying to make all my videos a little bit relaxing. I have been playing a lot of PlayStation 3 lately because I was gifted one from a dear old friend, and I truly love my PlayStation 3. But also I was checking the internet for PlayStation 4 because I really want to play Bloodborne. Now it's impossible for me to afford a PlayStation 4 right now, even though it's not the newest generation, but they are too expensive for me. But I really want to play Bloodborne, so one day. But I started up my Xbox One just a couple of hours ago actually, to download Naruto Ninja Storm 3, I think it was, because I bought that like, my god, a year ago I think, when it was on sale on the Xbox game store. So I don't have a physical copy, which goes against my principles, and I'm going to tell you why soon. Anyway, so I was just eyeing the Xbox library that I had, and I was thinking, how many Xbox One games have I actually played and enjoyed compared to the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, the Dreamcast, the Xbox 360, the original Xbox, and the PlayStation 3. And I came to the conclusion that I might have been enjoying, really loved 3 or 4 Xbox One games. Among them Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, Pillars of Eternity. I kind of was blown away by Doom, but that was mostly because it looked awesome when I first got it. But someone asked me, don't you want an Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5? And sure, but I'm a physical guy. I don't like downloads, because if your console breaks, you lose the games. Sure, you can re-download them on a new console if they don't remove them from Marketplace, because then you're basically fucked. And also that made me start to think about physical games. And I collect games. Now I don't have much money, so I don't have a huge library, but when I can, or if I'm gifted, I always keep my games, because something hit me, another thing. This one, W2K19. It's a wrestling game for the Xbox One. I reinstalled, this on my Xbox One, and I was going to go to the on Xbox Live to download some other people's creations, like they do a lot of crazy cool stuff, and EA or whatever it is who owns this franchise, 2K, had closed the online store, so you can no longer get stuff like that. And that made me realize that all of these games Not all of them, but most of these games will be pretty useless in the future. Uh, Now it doesn't matter too much when you have a game like this. No, I'm sorry. I have Torment, Tides of Numenera, or Numenera. This is a role-playing game which is kind of like a CRPG. It is a successor in a way to Torment Planescape. When you put this in your Xbox and you're not online, it will download the game to the hard drive and you can play it. This one will be fine. However, if you have bought a physical copy of, let's say, Cyberpunk 2077 for the Xbox One, which I did. No, I didn't buy a physical copy, thanks God. But if you're going to play that in the future and the servers are down, you're going to be playing one hell of a broken mess of a game. Which goes for many Xbox One. I don't know how it is with PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, but many games these days, as you know, are released in an unfinished state with day one patches that takes up almost the whole fucking hard drive. So yeah, how fun is it to collect for a system which games will be pretty much useless in 10 years? And that's why I'm not that remotely interested in a new generation of consoles. And I'm definitely never gonna buy one that's not supporting physical media. In that case, I'm 53, I'm going to be 54 this February. There are enough hidden games out there for the PlayStation 2, the Xbox 360, the original PlayStation that will last me till the day I die. And if you ask me, I often watch game reviewers and shit like that, and they like, oh, I run this game in blah blah p, yeah 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 yeah. I don't give a shit. For me, the the final threshold or the final, I played Tomb Raider, the remake for my Xbox 360, and I was flabbergasted by the visuals in that. When you stand on the, I don't know, a mountain or something, and you look out over the ocean and it's full moon, and it doesn't have to be any better than that. I don't give a shit if you can see pores on people's face or individual strands of hair. There are movies, there are pictures if I want to see real things. So for me, the peak of game graphics has already been reached, and I don't need anything better than that. For me, I grew up on the Nintendo NES and the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. And from there to the Xbox 360, it's such a huge step. I often think to myself, if I were to show the 8-bit Nintendo me, the graphics from a 360 game, I wonder if my head would explode or something. Because I remember me and a buddy was on a computer store. This must have been in the 80s. And we were watching graphics for a graphic card. Now I don't know shit about computers, but it showed kind of a girl, a woman, kind of sexy fantasy woman on the monitor to advertise these graphic cards. And by today's standard, it looked, oh my god, the PlayStation 1 is a masterpiece compared to that graphics. But right then and there, we were like, wow, it can't get any better than this. But on the same time, we were playing Flashback and Another World on the Amiga, and we were like, wow, this is just like a movie, man. So I'm kind of wondering if I showed that me graphics from a 360 game, or Xbox One game, I wonder if my head would just explode. I wouldn't like fathom what I was watching. Pretty interesting thought experiment. So yeah, it's I think that collectors of physical media is going to have a hard time conserving their games for the future if you like take it after the 360 generation. Uh, and I think that's sad because if you look at history and the world, we have books that have been preserved from like before Jesus. We have like movies from the tomorrow. They are like over 100 years old, still preserved and like digitalized, and they do what they can to preserve these old movies, like the Nosferatu movie from 1922 and stuff like that. But games are like, nah, it's gone. Fuck it, man. And yeah, I think that, and these companies, they don't really give a shit about their clients or customers. I had Kingdoms of Amalur, which is a role-playing game from a studio that unfortunately doesn't exist. Long story there. Anyway, I got that from for the Xbox 360, which I sold. Not the 360, but the game. I traded it in for something, you know. But since I got a PlayStation 3 and I saw it was on sale in a store, kind of like, I don't know, 12, it was like 70 Swedish crowns, so €7. So I bought it. And when I was going to download the DLC, they had pulled it from the store because they had made a remake, or a remake, not a remake, enhanced version for the 360 PlayStation 4, which was called Kingdom of Amalur Re-Reckoning. So to make people buy that instead of like buying the DLC for the original game, they pulled it from the store, which is a shitty move because the game comes with these downloadable content and shit, you know. You also have trophies for achievements that I can never get because they pulled the DLC, which sucks ass. I remember a couple of years ago I had bought Doom 2. No, not Doom Eternal, Doom 2, the original, for my on Xbox Live Arcade. And for some odd reason I deleted it from my hard drive. I think it was to make room for something. But anyway, when I was going to re-download it later, there had been some temporary like license issues, so it wasn't on the Xbox store anymore. And I was like, you sold me a bloody game that I downloaded. Then I want to re-download it. You won't let me. So you basically stole my money. Another thing that I think I've said all of this in another video, but as I'm feeling a bit down, I look like shit. So I just wanted to make a video ventilating, talking, because I'm a pretty lonely guy. I don't have that many people to talk to except you guys, and you don't even answer back where I am right now, but that's another thing. But you can answer back in the comments, of course. I'm a multiplayer, and I don't mean multiplayer by saying that I'm play online with other, but I play multiple games at the same time, which is excellent if you have an Xbox 360 or that generation PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, because on my Xbox 360, the old one I got the new one from the same friend that got me the PS3. I had like 40 game saves for 40 games that I very, I played maybe half an hour or one game, and I got another one and put it in and like continue. On my Xbox One, I have like 10 games, I think. And of those 10 games, I think 5 are full size AAA games. The rest are like Xbox 360 ports or stuff like that. And I don't know how many megabytes or gigabytes or whatever you call it on my memory card or the hard drive, but it's full. It's bloody full. So every time I want to play a game that I already own on a disc, or if I bought it online, which I rarely do because, as I said, I like to own my things, I have to delete the game, then reinstall it, which takes time, which makes it less fun, because if I feel like, oh, I want to play Doom, oh, it has to download for like 20 minutes. Oh, it has a patch that's, and I don't have that fast internet, so downloading a game for me on the Xbox store takes about an hour, depending on how big it is. So it like takes away the fun factor of like, I want to play a game, I just pop it in and start playing. It's become too complicated, too boring, and the games nowadays, except a few, are severely lacking the fun factor for me. I even back on the PS3, Xbox 360, I got a NHL 13 for the PlayStation 3. I'm not big into sport. I hate sport in real life, but I like hockey games because they are often fun, quick action. And I don't know which, I think I had some NHL games for the PS2, and they were pretty straightforward. You had one button for like passing, one for shooting, or one for like, I don't know what's it called. I suck at sport. But when I popped this one in and tried it, it was so complicated it took away all the fun from actually playing the game. So everything has to be complicated, everything has to be serious and down and brown, and everything is just, they kind of took away the fun from gaming. So yeah, you won't find me with an Xbox Series X, Y, B, Q, R5 anytime soon. I, however, look forward to playing Jak and Daxter. I look forward to playing Sly Raccoon and a lot of Uncharted. I've never played the Uncharted series, never played The Last of Us. I have so many games to look forward to when I can afford them. So, Microsoft and Sony, you can take your new console and stuff them somewhere where the sun never shines. I'm not interested. And I'm a little bit of a, I have the shining. I can look into the future, because when Final Fantasy 12 came out for the PS2, people thought, at least in my friend group, thought it was like, felt like an MMO that they had slapped the Final Fantasy label on, and they didn't like the direction it took. And on the Swedish Game magazine page, I wrote a fictional game review for Final Fantasy. I think I called it Final Fantasy 20 or something like that. And the review, which was fictional, described that Final Fantasy as a linear action Devil May Cry game in which you have no party, you have no real role-playing ingredients. You just walk from A to B with some open areas here and there, and you button bash everything. And people laughed and said like, never, it will never come to that. I let you be the judge of how truthful that fake review was that I made. And anyway, I hope you have a lovely rest of the week, a great weekend. I am tired, I look like shit, and I'm sorry. I don't feel that good mentally right now. Anyway, that's all for now. So, hello, gamers. This is Dreamcast guy. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck. Okay. Have a nice weekend. There will be no light without darkness, and there will definitely be no Xbox Series B, C, F, X, Q, R 13 on my shelf anytime soon. Goodbye.